everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This week I'm going to be reviewing my DS collection. So I'll show you all my games, what's inside the box, and then I'll talk a little bit about each game, and then I'll give each game a review score out of 10, and then I'll pick my favorite from the system. So we'll start with my DS. What do I think of my DS? I love it, in a sentence. I have the original launch model, as you can see, and I've played on this quite a bit. I've played both a lot of DS games, which you put in here, and also Game Boy Advance games, which you can put in here. I just love the backwards compatibility. There's a ton of great DS games, and then just everything about it is just, it's really good. Touchscreen, microphone, enough buttons. If I were to have one critique, it's that the side buttons don't work perfectly. I don't know if it's just mine or if all of them are kind of a little bit like that, but in terms of the hardware, that's the only complaint that I have. But yeah, in total, I would say the DS is a 9 out of 10 for me. Animal Crossing Wild World. Okay, here I'll open it up for you so we can see what's on the inside. We have the cart, the instruction manual, then we have this ad for Nintendo Power, in case you guys want to sign up for Nintendo Power. And then of course you always have this health and safety precautions book. Okay, so what are my thoughts on Animal Crossing Wild World? I enjoyed it. I've been a fan of Animal Crossing since the original GameCube game. So of course when this came out, I jumped right on it and I decided to get this game since it would be portable. However, this game has a few negatives when you compare it to the GameCube game. First of all, in the GameCube game, you could each have your own towns if multiple people played this game together. However, in this one, everybody has to be on the same village, on the same cart. So when I played this, it was me and my brothers. We were all in the same town. So I think I always preferred the original GameCube Animal Crossing. Well, I guess, original for North America. But this game is still good, so I'd probably give this game 8 out of 10. And my game number 2 is Brain Age. Train your brain in minutes a day. Okay, so we'll open it up. We got the cart, we got the instruction booklet. Oh, and look at that. What is this again? Trying to get you to sign up for Nintendo Power. Oh, and there's Ike there. And then they also have this ad for other games that they think you'll like that are like Brain Age. And then healthy precautions. Okay, so my thoughts on Brain Age. I quite enjoyed this game, Brain Age. In it, you can see in the back, it's you have to answer math questions very quickly. You have to read very quickly. And then, like, every day you could play for a little bit, and then it records your progress. And so you can see how you're, see how you improve as time goes on. I guess some people at the time would be like, oh, it's a casual game, but it's quite a lot of fun. This game, I think I'll also give it an 8 out of 10. I had quite a lot of fun playing this game and seeing how I improved as time went on. And it's a very easy game to show other people and have them play it. And you can see here it also has Sudoku included in it. So it was pretty good. So Brain Age, I'll give it also an 8 out of 10. Good job, Brain Age. Is Chrono Trigger for the Nintendo DS. This game is, well, as most people should know, one of the best games ever. So let's open it up, see what's inside. Okay, so we have the cart, the instruction booklet, and this one has an extra goodie. It's a poster of them fighting. And you guys have probably all seen this picture before. It's like Marley and Frog and Chrono. And then, of course, the health and safety precautions. This game is amazing. I actually first played Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo, but I had just rented it from the tape store, and I never owned Chrono Trigger. So then, actually I bought it on PlayStation. I had Final Fantasy Chronicles, and then I was able to get this game. Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo, excellent game. The PlayStation port was actually not that great. It had load times and it kind of slowed the game down quite a bit. So this version is superior to that. And I actually think that this is the best version of Chrono Trigger. Just an absolutely amazing game. Great storyline, very good graphics, amazing characters. You can see the art for the characters here. Just everybody in this game is amazing. So yeah, this game, I would definitely give it a 10 out of 10. Like Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo, 10 out of 10. This DS port is also 10 out of 10 for me. It's pretty much the same as the Super Nintendo version, but it's a little bit better because you can rewatch the endings that you've unlocked. There's a few other extras. It's portable. You can use both screens, or you can choose to do the original and just have the whole thing on the top. So Chrono Trigger is the first game that I'll give it the perfect 10 out of 10. Is Final Fantasy III, and this is the original Final Fantasy III, not to be confused with the Super Nintendo Final Fantasy III. So let's look inside. We have the cart, and we have the booklet. My booklet, unfortunately, is the first one. These guys, they're all in great condition. But this one, as you can see, it's a little bit warped a little bit, unfortunately. Okay, so now we'll get into my thoughts on Final Fantasy III. Here you can see the characters here. For me, this game, I played a lot of the Final Fantasy games back to back. Maybe later I'll post my GBA collection. But I played through all of the early Final Fantasy games. And this one, it doesn't really stick out a lot from the other Final Fantasy games. It's just very, typical Final Fantasy. You go around, you have, you collect the crystals and you get jobs and, that type of thing. So it's just very, it's okay. So this game, I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. It's good, but I don't think I'd quite put it in the great category. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Final Fantasy III DS. Next up on our list, we have another one of my favorite series, which is Harvest Moon DS. Okay, this is when it was still with Natsume. That's a long story that I maybe can get into in some other video. So let's see what we got in here. We got the cart, and we got the booklet, and under the booklet, ta-da! We actually have two things under the booklet. They had something where you could send it back to Natsume. It's like a questionnaire type thing. And then we have, of course, the health and whatever. Let me take a look at the back. An enchanted farming adventure. So yeah, this is Harvest Moon DS. My thoughts on Harvest Moon DS. This game, I liked it. However, I was a big fan of the Harvest Moon games. So I played 64, PlayStation, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color. And the sad thing is that in the Harvest Moon series, they really, they're all kind of the same. So when you play every single one like me, it gets kind of boring to do the same thing again and again. And you can see the characters, it's the characters they have in all the games, And an added negative is that in this game, if you marry one of the Mineral Town girls, like it says right here, your game will end. So, yeah, I don't know why they would do that. And there's a lot of things in this game that are kind of like that, where it's like, it's good, but then they do something and you're just like, why would you do that? You know? But yeah, that's the Harvest Moon series for you as a whole. But yeah, I mean, it's still an enjoyable game. You know, it's Harvest Moon. So I would give Harvest Moon DS 7 out of 10. Like, it's good, but I wouldn't go out of my way to buy it. Next is Magical Star Sign. Some of you guys probably have never heard of this game before. So here we have the cart, and we have the instruction booklet. And then, of course, underneath that, we have an extra thing that says, if you like Magical Star Sign, you can check out these other titles. And then, yeah, there's a few extra things like that. And then, of course, the safety manual. So what is Magical Star Sign? Maybe some of you guys don't even know. I originally bought this game because I thought that it looked like Chrono Trigger. Like, you see the art, it's a little bit similar to Chrono Trigger. But obviously it's it's nowhere near as good as Chrono Trigger. But you can see the art, like, it's kind of cute. And then it's your typical, you know, JRPG. So it's not a bad game by any means. But it's a little bit on the forgettable side, I will say. And I think I've only played through it once. But that being said, like, at least I played through the whole game and beat the whole game, which is more than I can say for some other games. So this game, I'll probably also give it a 7 out of 10. Like, it's good, but again, you're not missing anything if you don't play it. I have Mystery Dungeon. Okay, this game, we got a little surprise right here. Ta-da! No game cart. This game must have been lost during one of my moves, so one of the times that I moved. So there's no cart. I do have the booklet here. But this game, I probably played it less than an hour. It was actually a gift from my dad because he thought that I would like this type of game. As you can see, he bought it pre-owned right here. But yeah, since I didn't really play this game that much, I'll just say this game, you know, I won't give it a number out of 10 since it's not really fair. So, but it didn't catch me, so. And that is Mystery Dungeon. We have Pokemon Pearl version. Okay, I don't think I have to explain that much about this game. We got the cart, we got the instruction booklet, an extra thing about Pokemon. So, Pokemon Pearl, what are my thoughts on Pearl? This game, I liked it quite a bit. Pokemon games are kind of like the Harvest Moon games in that, you know, when you buy the game, you pretty much know what to expect. There's not really much surprises. But this game, I thought it was quite good. They added a few more features, you know, since time was going on. And this game is actually about to be remade for the Switch. So, out of 10, what would I give Pokemon Pearl? I'd say Pokemon Pearl is 8 out of 5, 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 because, you know, it's a solid entry in the series, but it didn't really do anything revolutionary. But I did play it quite a bit. So that's Pokemon Pearl. I'm gonna let you see the back really quick. And one last bonus, I'll tell you, my favorite of the three is Piplup. He's definitely the one I chose as my starter. My list is Rhapsody, a musical adventure. Why did I buy this game? Because you can see the publisher here is NIS America. I went through a period where, like, I loved them, and I bought a bunch of their games. This game is like a standard JRPG, except just a little bit more girly. This game, it's a JRPG. That's what I can say about it. This game, I will also say I did beat it, but much like Magical Star Sign, it was kind of like a one and done type of game for me. So like, there's cute graphics, and it does, what it does. But yeah, nothing really to write home about for Rhapsody. And out of 10, definitely can't give it an 8. I'll give it a 7. Like, it's passable. It's okay. I had fun while it lasted. So, 7 out of 10 for Rhapsody. Okay, our next game is Rondo of Swords. This is by Atlas. This game, I mostly bought it because I thought it would be like Fire Emblem, and it is kind of like Fire Emblem here, as we have the instruction booklet, cart, safety manual. This game, it does play like a Fire Emblem game, and it kind of looks like a Fire Emblem game, maybe a little bit more cutesy. But this game, the, I guess, gimmick is that when you move, you attack everything that you pass through. So as you're running around the map, you want to move through as many enemies as you can to hit them. So, but this game, it's like a hardcore game. Like, it's pretty difficult. So for me, I don't know, I'm not a casual gamer, but I'm also not like a super hardcore gamer. But for me, this game was a little bit too difficult, and it wasn't really interesting enough for me to stick with it. So this game, I never beat it. I made it at least half of the way through before just giving up on it. But it wasn't terrible. So this game, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. All right. The next game is Rune Factory, a fantasy Harvest Moon. So this is just like the Harvest Moon games, except you go off and you fight monsters. So we have the cart here, and we have the instruction booklet. Then again, we have the questionnaire that you could send back to them, and also trying to get you to sign up for Nintendo Power. Okay, so what are my thoughts on Rune Factory? It's funny because when I first heard about Rune Factory coming to the GameCube, I was so ecstatic. I thought it was going to be the best game ever. But the GameCube game, it let me down a little bit. I wasn't the biggest fan of how they did it. And, but I thought, maybe the next game it'll be better and it'll be what I want. So I bought this game too. And it's okay. We got the farming. You can make crops and plant the crops, water them, go fishing, then you can explore caves. But I don't know, for me it's just okay. I probably didn't spend that much time on this game. So this game, I'll give it a 6. Like, I wouldn't want to go back to this game. I'd go back to any of the games that I rated like a 7, but the 6 and under, I'm kind of like, I could do without playing this game again. But, it wasn't horrific. So, for me, Rune Factory, 6. Next game, Spectral Force Genesis. This is another game that was gifted to me by my dad because he thought that I would like this type of game. This game, again, is one of the 2 games that I don't have the cart anymore. Maybe one day it'll turn up. But for now, my apartment here, no cart. So, this is Spectral Force Genesis. This game, I liked it more than the other game, the Mystery Dungeon. I played this game much more. Sorry, the booklet is black and white, as you can see. So it's not quite as, good looking as some of the other booklets. Um, this game is okay. It's kind of like you pick who you want to be, and then you go around a map, and it's kind of like a real-time strategy type game. And there's a bunch of different like races and classes and stuff like that. I never really got too into it, but it was okay. So this game, oh, I'll give it a 7. Maybe that's a little bit on the high side, but you know, I'd play it again if I had it. Valkyrie Profile, Covenant of the Plume. Okay, this game is another one that I bought because I thought it would be like Fire Emblem. And it is quite a lot like Fire Emblem. Okay, so what's in this one? It's a Square Enix game, so you got these product registration card, although it's long past time, and then the safety instruction booklet, and the instruction booklet. My opinion on this game. I liked this game quite a bit, and I played it more than once. In this game, it's like Fire Emblem, but it's much more, you have to make moral choices about who lives and who dies. And throughout the game, you can choose if you want to be evil, if you want to walk like the middle path, or if you want to be good. And then, you know, there's the strategy RPG aspect of it, where you go on a grid like that and you fight other people. This game is quite good. I probably played through it 2 times or so, and there's like multiple endings and things like that. So I had a pretty good time with this game. Yeah, so I'll give this game an 8 out of 10. It's pretty good. I would play it again, and I'd recommend it to other people. Our last game here is DQM, which stands for Dragon Quest Monsters. Yeah, as you can see, I bought this secondhand, pre-owned, as they say. I have to, you know, continue scraping that off. It's also called Dragon Monsters Joker. I forget where. I think I had a friend who had this game, and I tried it out, and I quite enjoyed it. So then later, when I found it pre-owned, I decided to pick it up. As you can see, there's a bunch of stickers on it that I had to peel off. It's quite a fun game because you can like capture monsters, and again, typical JRPG. You run around, fight monsters, and then kidnap them and then take the monsters, and they fight with you. Again, this game's pretty good. I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Last look at my collection. Put all the games together here like this. These are my DS games. Okay, so now that it's the end of our video, I'm going to announce the winner. What is my favorite DS game that I have in my collection? Well, if you've been watching closely, you should know. It's Chrono Trigger. I love Chrono Trigger on the Super Nintendo and the DS version, which is the best version. I love this game. So this game is my DS game, favorite DS game. Okay, so to close off our video today, I'm going to say, if you liked the video, you know, you can like it and subscribe. Every week I will put out a different video. I'm going to start by reviewing each of my systems. I have quite a lot of systems, almost all the Nintendo ones, some Sega. So yeah, you guys can look forward to that. Take it easy, everyone.